It's Nathan here with you today to discuss with you a conversation that's very near and dear to my heart. And it's about courage. It's about the importance of being courageous, the courage to be who we really are, the courage to claim this moment, claim this life, and live it. The truth is that there are a lot of people in a lot of pain who feel a lot of fear, and I understand what that's like because I've been there. I've lived that life before. And when we have that pain within us, we tend to spread it to others. We tend to tear each other down, attack each other. We see somebody who's doing really well in life and we find different made up things in our own mind to judge them, or we talk behind their backs. Or if we're really cutthroat, we may even stick our foot out to trip them when we see them go by. Courage gives you the strength to be present in this moment. And being present in this moment means that you can see clearly what's happening in front of you. You're really seeing it. And that's beautiful, because what that means is that you have elevated yourself out of the cycle of hurting yourself and hurting others. But there's other things that come to a courageous person too. Financial security and abundance comes to a courageous person. Poverty is a manifestation of fear. If you were courageous, you'd know that within you are extremely accurate and precise plans from source, from your true self, from God, from your higher self, whatever you want to call it. There are true plans within you, a true blueprint for you specifically, your special skills and your gifts, and exactly what to do with them to yield financial abundance to you. And I know this is true because recently in my life, literally in just a month and a half, I nearly my income, like by and think about that, that's an extreme amount. And it's not by chance, it's by courage. It's by courage to be who I really am. It's by courage to offer the value that I came here with to share in this world. But that takes courage. And I promise you that it was my fears to put myself out there and offer you the value that I have. It was my fears that stopped me from doing that this whole time. I promise you, fear, poverty is a manifestation of it. And wealth is a manifestation of courage. I can assure you of this. I've seen it now myself. There are other things that come with courage. Courage makes it easy to recognize when somebody is projecting their fear and their pain at you. And even better, courage makes it so that you don't judge them for it. Courage does that. It brings real relationships into our lives, and it helps us to see the ones which are false and not benefiting us. And the courage helps us to know that it is okay for you to consciously choose what to do with your day and who to spend it with and who not to. Courage does some other things too. Courage makes it so that at the end of the day, and you lay in bed and your head hits the pillow, you don't have any depression, you don't have any anxiety, you don't have regrets. Courage made it so that every single minute of the day, you stood up and you were authentic with it. You spent the day the way that was really true to you. You spent it. And if you really pay attention, you'll see that fear, pain, Spring. This is one of my family members, Spring. I love her. It's the fear, it's the pain that causes us to be petrified to step forward in our lives and be accurate in our expression with who you really are in this moment. Courage is the way to salvation for you in your life, my friend. Courage is synonymous with light. Courage is synonymous with truth. Courage is synonymous with alignment with your source, with who you really are. And I want to tell you something coming from somebody who's, look, I've really felt a lot of pain and fear in my life. And I've spent so much of my life facing more rejection than you might realize. You might not realize it because I'm here on YouTube and I clearly emanate a confidence in my videos. But understand that that confidence, this courage, has only awakened in my life because of how much pain I've faced in the past. That pain forced me, it pushed me to awaken because it was just too much pain to bear. I wasted so much of my life so worried about what other people were thinking and saying about me. I played the people pleaser, always making sure that everybody thought I was so great at the end of our interactions. The funny thing is that having courage means that none of my energy is wasted at all considering what it is that you think about me. And funny how that makes me so much more of a beneficial interaction for you. Have you noticed? I'm making this video because courage is what is changing my life. And it is changing it for the better. The courage is the willingness to be authentic. And I gotta tell you something, just to be honest. Because I want you to know that if you choose to move forward in your life and be courageous, I want you to know that success is gonna be yours, but there's also gonna be things that you experience that might scare you when you really start being courageous. And I want you to know about it before you get into it. Before you really start being the light that you are, I want you to really acknowledge certain things that may happen. They certainly have been happening in my life. And I want you to acknowledge it so that when it happens, you don't freak out and turn back to fear. Because that's what we do. That's what we do when we're unconscious. And it's not our fault. We're just scared. We're just in pain. We're just wounded animals sometimes. But turning back to the den and hiding and going back to the story you once told yourself, that's not life. That's waiting for life to be over. That's not really what you or I want. And you could not be resonating with the vibration of this conversation if you weren't knowing this already in your life. When you start being courageous, the person you were once pretending to be is no longer you anymore. And you gotta understand that a lot of the things that you've built in your life, it wasn't really the real you building them. You built a house that was somebody else's idea, often based on fear, wanting the approval of others. And when you really start being courageous and living as who you are, I just want you to be ready for the fact that you may discover that you are a way different person than you thought you were. That may scare you at first, and it may scare many people around you. But if you really have tapped into the courage we're talking about, you will not be bothered by this. You will continue being who you are because it is the only thing that makes sense. The only thing that makes logical sense is for you to be yourself. Pretending to be somebody else, it will get you nowhere. And you know, God, Source, God, who you really are, our Creator put you here for a reason. And I know you feel it. This is not a purposeless, random life. This is incredibly purposeful. And for you to discover that purpose and fulfill it, which God is going to love and rain abundance down on you and infinite bliss that you couldn't even imagine. I know this because I'm genuinely experiencing it. Because when you really are being who you are, that is what God rewards. Sincerely. And if you don't like the word God because it's been so beaten and misused, I understand. That's what your higher self, that's what your soul, that's what spirit, that's what Source really wants from you. Source just wants you to be who you are. That's the only thing Source wants out of you. Do you see this? Source just wants you to be who you are. Source wants you to have the courage to love yourself and to love your life and to move forward. And when people stick their foot out or when people are upset at you because they don't like you or there's something about you that just triggers them, Source wants you to love them too and to see past that and to know that they're just in pain just like you were before and that that's okay because we are loved. We are supported in this space. Listen again. The only thing that God wants from you is for you to be who you are. Okay, they don't want you to read a book and force yourself to follow all the rules in it and live in fear of what will happen if you don't. That is not what the Creator wants. That has come from fear. That has come from pain. The Creator doesn't want you to try to be something you're not. The Creator doesn't want you to sacrifice who you are for others. That's not what the Creator wants. The Creator wants you to be who you are. The Creator knows that that is the best gift you could give to anybody else, your presence. And I want to let you know that your hand is a powerful one when it reaches out to help another. And I want you to know that there are actually people in this world who are asking for your help, who are actually reaching out their hand ready to receive it. So don't pay attention to the people who don't want it or are slapping it away. Let them be who they are. That's part of this. Having the courage to be who you are means letting others have the courage to be and go through what it is that they are. There are people that are asking for you right now in this moment. And you may not see them yet, but once you start being who you are, they show up. And you find that they've been waiting for you all along. You find that all you've ever been waiting for is yourself. And you find that you were always right here. You were just too afraid to see that. Courage is going to change your life. I know it. And real quick, I just wanted to let you know that we've got live streams happening now on Vibes and Frequencies. And that's taken a lot of courage for me to do. I want you to know. It is what I have been guided to share with you. To be able to work with you in a live group setting, to channel energy and messages through, to speak with you directly, to Q&A, to work together, to do group meditations, group transformations. Check out the link in the description to Patreon. I want to say one more thing as I start walking back here. You know what, actually, let me show you this view, guys, because you've just been looking at the side part of it, just this back tree. But this is actually like a really, really nice view. I'm up on top of a hike here in Mount Shasta. It's called Spring Hill. It's very, very nice. It's time to start walking back. We can walk together. How about it? The shift is really simple, guys. I'm telling you, it's literally just fear. That is the only thing that's ever held us back. Fear. If you have the courage, you'll walk forward and you will live authentically. And I'm telling you, you're going to be rewarded for that because you came here to be who you really are. That's what the universe wants of you. It's the only thing. All the other stuff is just fear manifestations pretending to be the truth. But you can feel in them the fear. You can feel the fear. And I know that right now you can feel the courage. The reason for that is because it's true. I'm not afraid anymore. And now I'm really here. And the power I'm tapped into is what I was always looking for. And I know that it's right here in your life with you too, right now in this very moment. All it takes is literally just you standing up and being willing to be who you really are. If you know somebody in your life that would appreciate the message of this video, thank you for sending it to them and helping to get this light and this awakening message out into the world. Awakening, enlightenment, ascension, it's always been the same thing. It's courage. Courage is the door to all of it. And I know right now in this moment, you know that. So promise me, pinky swear, we've had an intimate moment here, I know it. And I just want to let you know I really appreciate that. Thank you for seeing me for who I am, for being willing to allow me to be who I am with you. And thank you for being willing to be yourself. It is the richest thing that you could possibly experience in this life, to be willing to be who you really are right now in this moment. Just watch, I know you're gonna see. Thanks for liking this video, dropping a comment below to help the algorithm pick it up and get it to more people too. Really appreciate that, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Much love, much light, much courage, and much remembering to you. See you soon.